Well, Instagram. Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen. My name is Michael Music, and I got this. Today's a really special day. Right? Today is a really special day because we're going to be talking about, this magic word, right? It's actually one of my favorite words in the English dictionary, right? And the word is persistence, right? It's just, there's something about this word. It's just got this magic ring to it, right? Persistence, right? I can tell you countless stories of individuals that seem to just make it in life, and people could not quite understand why, and it's simply because they had persistence while other people didn't, right? And it's the people that, maybe they weren't even that talented, right? You're thinking, okay, how did this individual get there? What skills do they even have? But I'll tell you what, right? They had persistence. You will never find any individual who has achieved noteworthy success that didn't possess this quality, right? The word persistence, I love it. So that's what I'm going to be talking about today. I'm going to be talking about 3 major points when it comes to persistence. And the major points are this, right? I'm going to talk about number 1, right? Why does having a burning desire, right? What is the importance of having a burning desire? How does that help one become persistent? And then number 2, right? Maybe most people are thinking, man, I could not become persistent, right? How is that possible? And it's simply because of this one fear that is holding you back, that has held me back, and that is the fear of criticism, the fear of caring about what other people might think, right? So I'm gonna, do my best to put that fear to rest. And finally, the third major point, right? I'm gonna actually start talking about that state of mind that persistence develops, right? Persistence actually does develop this state of mind, and it is quite a magical state of mind where you just know you got it, right? You know you got it, right? Napoleon Hill says it himself, right? Basically, when an individual is persistent, right, what that individual does is they are essentially creating their own insurance policy against failure, right? How would you like it, if you could guarantee that you're going to win, right? If I could guarantee if I'm going to win, right, I would want to figure out, how do I do that, right? And it all comes down to that one word, persistence, right? It doesn't matter how down bad you might feel, right? Maybe you think that, right, I know this isn't a good habit, but if you are comparing yourself to other people, you might think that you're behind. And the truth is, right, no matter how down bad you are, no matter whether you're at rock bottom, right, I can assure you, if you start developing persistence, you won't be at rock bottom for long, right? There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that, right? If you want to actually become a winner, it comes down to being persistent. I don't care, maybe you don't have the good looks, maybe you don't have yet the skills, but if you got persistence, right, it's only a matter of time until you actually make it. So this word's absolutely essential, right? I'll say this right now. It's one of my favorite words in the English dictionary, and I'm gonna start cracking some codes because I think most people understand. Okay, I want to be persistent, but why can I not seem to develop this quality, right? How do they have this persistence when it comes to social media or etc. building their business, but I don't? And it's simple, right? It's simple. Napoleon Hill says it himself in Think and Grow Rich, right? He says it: weak desires bring weak results. Right? Persistence comes down to 2 major things, right? There's 2 points to developing persistence, right? It's willpower and desire, right? Obviously, you are going to need to use your mental, willpower to be persistent, even when you don't want to be, right? It does take a level of self-discipline to be persistent, but even more so, right? It starts with having a burning desire, right? How do you possibly expect to be persistent at something that you don't like to do? Let me repeat that, right? How do you expect to be persistent at something that you don't like to do? Right? It's simple, right? That's the key, right? You got to figure out, one, do you truly enjoy it, right? Are you doing something you truly enjoy, right? And then develop a burning desire for it, right? A burning desire means to become obsessed with it, right? Are you obsessed with what you want, right? right? And then, you start getting that under your belt, right? I'll tell you what, right? This obsession, right? A burning desire, that is also a state of mind, right? And it makes being persistent that much easier, right? When you become obsessed with your dream, right? That's the key. That's the key right there, right? There's a reason, right? You might have this job and you're wondering, why are some people persistent, but I just cannot seem to get the momentum rolling? Well, maybe you just don't like what you're doing, right? And that really, is going to require you to really think, like, okay, do I truly love what I'm doing? Because I'll tell you, like, even for these speeches, right? People might be thinking, damn, episode 66 already? Right? It's just like, I absolutely love it. Like, I'm addicted to giving these speeches. Right? I have a burning desire to speak this message. It makes being persistent that much easier. Right? So, weak desires will bring weak results. Right? If you lack a burning desire, I can assure you, right, you're going to have a tough time being persistent. Right? So it really comes down to evaluating, right? What do you truly want? Like everything that I've been saying, over and over and over again, comes down to the thing, right? What do you truly want, and are you obsessed with it? Okay, because I can tell you, it's going to make the thing a lot easier to be persistent. So that was number one, right? How does a burning desire, allow you to become persistent? Now, number two, this is going to be a tough one for me to even talk about, but the only reason I can speak on it is because I actually had to overcome this, right? The fear of criticism, the fear of what other people might think. That is absolutely holding you back, right? That's what's holding most people back from even getting started, from even, saying anything, or speaking their mind, is because they fear criticism. They fear other people talking about them, right? They fear the opinions of other people, right? So I'm going to do my best to put that fear to rest, because, I'm able to talk about this because I had to overcome this fear, right? I had this fear of going on Instagram Lives and public speaking, right? But I realized, this is just a fear. And what does fear stand for, right? Fear stands for this: false evidence appearing real, right? I don't care what people think about me, because the truth is, right, most people aren't thinking about me, right? They're not thinking about you. Maybe they're thinking about you for a glimpse second, but most people, one, don't even think, and two, if they are thinking, they're thinking about themselves. But they're not thinking about you. You gotta realize you're not, there front of mind for them. Right? So understand, right? Most people aren't even thinking about you. Right? You gotta overcome that. And then number two, right, additionally, right, addiction to approval. Right? There's this, unfortunately, right, the world we live in, right, addiction to approval is running throughout the entire world at such a deep level that most people are afraid to really speak up. Okay? And for the longest time, I was afraid to really voice what I had to say, even though I felt like I knew what the truth was, right? It's because I was addicted to approval. And then additionally, right, I'm going to put that to rest, right? Why would I care? Right? I'm at a point in my life where it's like, why should I care what other people might think about me when they're not thinking about you, right? You're addicted to other people's approval about you. Meanwhile, they're addicted to what you're thinking about them. Right? So anytime that you meet up with one of your friends and you're worried about, oh, what is this person thinking about me? They're thinking the same thing. What is this person thinking about me? Right? They're addicted to your approval as well. So why should you care what other people think about you when they're not thinking about you? They're thinking about, what is this person thinking about me? It's this crazy cycle called addiction to approval. Right? So when you can overcome that, when you can go meet anybody that you want to talk to and realize they're not even thinking about you, they're thinking about themselves, all of a sudden, the fear of criticism starts to go away, right? And then all of a sudden, right, you stop having this fear. Next thing you know, you can start being persistent, right? And that's absolutely critical, right? Overcoming one of these fears, right? Because, like I said, right, most people, right, they're not going to start a business. They're not going to start a side hustle because it's like, oh, what is this person going to think about me? Right? You got to get over that. You absolutely got to get over that, right? You're never going to be great. You're never going to start out great, but you got to be great. You got to get started, right now if you want to one day be great, right? It's all about persistence. Right? So that was absolutely huge for me to learn. And then finally, number 3, right? Persistence. Right? I want to talk about like the state of mind that persistence develops. Right? The state of mind that persistence develops, right? It absolutely will help you, really think about, your end goal, and you'll start to develop this confidence in you that it's possible, that you absolutely are guaranteed to get it one day as long as you are persistent, right? There's this certain state of mind. And it's actually quite interesting, right? Napoleon Hill even talks about this, right? He almost like considers, right, there must be like a secret, like a guardian or something that lets no one truly enjoy the fruits of like great success without passing the persistence test, right? Are you serious about your goal, right? And like it's like every individual. I don't know that there's any individual that never failed. Right? There's this one famous quote out there, right? It says, "Nothing fails like success." Right? Nothing fails like success, right? The person that truly fails is the person that never goes out there and does something new or tries something new because they were so scared of failing, right? So scared of messing up in front of other people that they just stay in this bubble, right? That's the real failures in this world. Right? But nothing fails like success, right? There's this state of mind, knowing that no matter how many times I mess up, I know as long as I'm persistent, I'm going to get back up. Right? There's no such thing as permanent failure. Right? Yes, I may experience, temporary defeat. I've experienced time and time again where I've messed up. I was like, damn, like, what's going on? But with every temporary defeat comes with it the seed of an equivalent advantage. Right? And I'm talking about the seed, right? You're not going to get the answer right away. But as long as you like change the rules of the game to be like, okay, I actually learned something, right? I actually learned something from this experience. Even if a business goes under, even if you do mess up and fail and you maybe even owe some money, right? As long as you learn something from it, right? That's the seed of an equivalent advantage. So the next time, it comes around, you know better, right? You know better, right? That's so important, right? It's this state of mind that you start to develop. Every time life knocks you down, right? I know how to get back up. Right, that state of mind known as persistence, right? All of a sudden, right, the world starts opening up to that individual. All of a sudden, the world is going to make room for the individual that decides definitely what they want, and they're just persistent at getting there. They'll be like, fine, you know what? Have it. Right? That's what I'm talking about, right? Being persistent. And I didn't understand this at first, obviously, right? But the more I looked into it, the more I looked at my own life, right? It was my biggest failures in life, right? It was my biggest failures in life that were probably, the biggest, like, eye-opener lessons for me. The things that really expanded, my perception and helped me become the man I am today, right? Because of these failures, right? I don't ever look at them like a bad thing, right? I look at them like absolutely necessary lessons, right? And that state of mind that you start to develop, right? It's like this confidence switch all of a sudden comes from it, right? I used to, look at failure like, man, I'm going to do whatever it takes to not fail, but it's like so counterintuitive to it, right? Nothing fails like success, right? That state of mind known as persistence, right? The individual that keeps going, right, that state of mind, you just start to absolutely become certain, right? It's important, right? In order to start taking action, right, you're going to need this level of certainty that you can do it, right? This level of belief in yourself that it's possible, right? And that level of certainty comes when you know that you can be persistent, when you know that even if I do screw up, I'm going to get back up, right? That level of certainty starts to come the more and more and more that you are persistent, right? So I encourage you, right, no matter what it is that you want, right, never change the end goal, right? The end goal is the end goal. Maybe the plan's going to change, right? There's been plenty of times where I've had a couple of plans for how I'm going to get to the end goal, and they just didn't work out, right? I didn't have sound, definite plans, right? So yeah, I did switch the plan up, But at the end of the day, the end goal is the end goal. As long as I keep going, as long as I keep staying persistent, I'm going to get there. It's absolutely guaranteed. Right? And I encourage you to start thinking about, okay, how can I become persistent? Because I know what I want and I'm going to go get it. Right? So, to reiterate what I talked about today, right? I talked about a couple of things, including, right, persistence, right? How does a burning desire play a role in persistence? Right? How does a burning desire play a role in persistence? It's absolutely essential, right? You cannot be persistent, or it won't be easy to be persistent at something that you don't truly want, something that you don't truly desire. Right? When you understand, how to develop this burning desire, right? Persistence becomes second nature to you, right? It's almost like it's almost habitual at that point, right? And then number 2, right? Overcoming that fear of criticism, right? That's the biggest thing probably holding you back, that's probably holding me back, is the fear of criticism, right? We gotta stop caring what other people think, right? And social media definitely does not help with it, but we gotta, stop caring what other people think, because, if you accept somebody else's opinions of you, you might as well accept their lifestyle, right? Successful people don't talk bad about other people, right? Truly successful people don't talk bad. They don't gossip about other people, right? Because they're more successful, right? It's the people at the bottom. It's the people at the bottom that are going to talk bad about you, right? So don't even pay attention to them, because I don't want their lifestyle, right? I just don't want it, right? So it comes down to overcoming this fear, right? False evidence appearing real. And then finally, number 3, right? That state of mind is absolutely important, right? The state of mind that persistence gives you, right? The state of mind that persistence gives you is so special, right? This whole book, Think and Grow Rich, I think it's truly all about, developing this state of mind, right? This state of mind that no matter what, I'm going to get it done. And there's no one that's going to possibly stop me. Right? That state of mind is so essential. And it's funny, right? The world starts to open up to the individual that just goes for it. Right? It goes for it, right? There's some individuals that go right to the top because they are persistent, they have this state of mind, and it doesn't allow you to let other people's thoughts about you in. Right? That's what I'm talking about, right? There's this, it's like this special, this peace of mind that I'm starting to develop when I start to develop the habit of being persistent. So that's the talk today. Happy Wednesday, Instagram, and everybody else watching wherever you're watching from. I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll leave you with this, right? Same time. I'll see you guys tomorrow, same time, same channel. And until we meet again, in time and space, bye everybody for now.